Hello, mystical light beings, and welcome to Lena Mystic, where we embrace our spiritual awakenings by identifying our personal power and authentic selves. I'm here to help you to decode spiritual signs and synchronicities so that you can get on your authentic path to purpose. Those of you who are new here, I just love to talk about spiritual content, spirituality. So if you like that, go ahead and make sure you like, share, subscribe, and comment down below. And those of you who are familiar, I've missed you guys so much. It's been like a week since I posted. And you know, I've been missing you guys. I'm gonna go live soon. Okay, I got you. Valente, I got you. Y'all know that when I go live, I always call y'all out. So I can't wait to get back to my family, which is you guys. So in this video, we're gonna be talking about butterfly spiritual meanings. And I was very nervous about this video. Yes, very nervous, because butterflies mean so many different things. But I figured that I could give you guys my perspective and how I spiritually connect to them and the spiritual messages that I've gotten from my guides and my spirit when I connect to the energy of the butterfly. I'll also go through the different colors a little bit, and in another video, I'll go in depth of what these colors mean of the butterfly. So let's get into this, okay? So let's talk about the curious facts first. You guys know I love to talk about the facts first and not just the spiritual side of the butterfly, so that you understand why people perceive the spiritual side of the butterfly as what they perceive it as. So let's start off with the caterpillar. Let's talk about the process that they go through, which is called metamorphosis. This is the transitional process where they turn from a caterpillar to a butterfly. They are actually one of the very few who go through this complete metamorphosis, which is similar to the moth, the bee, the beetle, and I'm sure there's something else and I'm leaving it out. And the fly. Okay, I just got it. So it's the moth, the fly, the beetle, and the bee. They all go through, and the butterfly, they all go through the complete metamorphosis versus something like a dragonfly who doesn't really go into a pupa, which is that little cocoon. They don't really go into that stage. They just transition from larva to adult. But the complete metamorphosis process includes, you know, them being egg, larvae, to pupa, and then to adult stage. The mother butterfly will lay her eggs on a very specific leaf. This leaf will serve the purpose of being the newly hatched larvae or caterpillar's food. It will give them and provide for them nutrition. So she goes from leaf to leaf, seeing if it has enough nutrition for her newly hatched egg. And she actually lays multiple eggs at once to give them a better chance of survival, which makes a lot of sense. So basically, the very same leaf that they are hatched on is the very same leaf they will eat, as well as their egg. Once they hatch from their egg, they will eat that egg. And the crazy thing is that the caterpillar's sole job and only job is to eat. They are traveling to eat. Anything they're doing, it's to eat. And I think that's pretty amazing, because are they hiring? Like, I legitimately want to know. Are the caterpillars out here hiring? Because I'm interested, okay? Now, what they eat as a larvae or a caterpillar is different from what they eat as a butterfly. Not sure if you're interested, but that is the truth, okay? Very fun fact that most people probably don't know: caterpillars shed their skin. Very strange to me. Like, what? Yes, caterpillars actually shed their skin, very similar to snakes. Very odd, but I thought that was a fun fact to share with you guys, so you have something new that you can know or share with other people. Now, for what you came here for is about the butterfly and not the caterpillar. So they actually, you know, they go through this pupa stage where they are confined for weeks to months, to even some butterflies are in that cocoon for years, 2 years, yes, years. That's crazy. Isn't that crazy? It's very similar to us, how we go into this introspection period and we may be there for a couple of years, and that is okay. So yeah, they enter this pupa stage, and some of them will be in for a couple of weeks, some of them a couple of months, some of them a couple of years. Who knows how long it's gonna be? But they go into this stage where they're in this dark pupa, and then they are basically genetically modifying their bodies. Like their bodies are changing into another creature. And that is absolutely amazing that some of it could take only weeks for some of them. I mean, I understand why it would take 2 years, you know? I understand why it would take 2 years to turn into a butterfly, because their genetics is not the same anymore. It's different. They're a different creature at this point. Once they come from the chrysalis or the pupa, they kind of stand there for a little bit or hold on to the cocoon for a little bit to wait for the blood to pump through their wings so that they can use them properly. And that's also fascinating to me because I never really thought about that. I just thought, you know, as soon as they emerge or as soon as they are done with the pupa, they just fly off. But no, it could take a couple of minutes or longer for them to get the blood pumping properly to the rest of their wings. Another fun fact is that some butterflies can grow up to 12 inches. That is literally the size of a foot. Can you imagine a butterfly flying behind you or towards you that is about this big? Is that a foot? I think that's a foot. But I think that's the size of a foot. Like, that's bigger than my head, bro. Like, oh my gosh. Like, I would be freaking out. At this point, you're not beautiful. You're creeping me the hell out, okay? I don't like it. Get away from me. But yeah, that's crazy to me. About the size of a foot, a butterfly can grow. Where? Is that in Australia? Because they have a lot of animals that are like just massive and scary and buff, okay? I don't like it. Them kangaroos be buff out there. But yeah, let's move forward because this is getting a mess. Also, the butterfly can fly up to about 25 miles per hour, which is mind-blowing because a human can run about 28 miles per hour. What? Like, how is a butterfly running about the same speed as me? First of all, I'm not going no 28 miles per hour. I am not conditioned for that. I don't have the stamina for that. My legs would probably fall off as I'm trying to reach 10 miles per hour, okay? So let's just not even try it. Don't try it. Don't try it. If you're like me, don't do it. It's not gonna work. Now that we're done with the facts, we're gonna go ahead and move on to the spiritual meaning and the spiritual purpose of the butterfly. And I hope you guys really enjoyed the curious facts. So the first one I want to talk about is being present. I think that when you see a butterfly, period, it reminds you to be in that moment and watch that butterfly and experience that butterfly, you know? And with the butterfly, I feel like they're just so in tune with who they become. You know, after being in such a dark space for an amount of time, they're seeing this brand new lightness and they're taking it all in. They're grateful for it. They're embracing it. And I think that is a big representation of what we should be doing as individuals, taking in those precious moments, because we normally take in those harsh moments, those dark moments, and we sit there with them for long periods of time. Why don't we give those precious moments that same capability over us and that same power over us, you know? I think that seeing the caterpillar kind of represents you're going through this growth. But seeing the butterfly, I think it tells you that you've attained this level of growth. Enjoy it. Embrace these new talents. Embrace these new abilities. The caterpillar is saying, I haven't grown yet. I'm trying to get there. I don't know what it's going to look like. I'm not sure if I'm ready for this pupa. It's kind of a pupa stage, okay? It's a caca stage. But for real, it's kind of like the caterpillar is saying, I don't know if I'm ready for this pupa stage. I don't know if I'm ready for this. But you are that butterfly who has already emerged the pupa, and you've gone through that darkness, and now it's time for you to accept the light and sit in it. Maybe times were hard before, and you keep having this anxiety where you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know when things are going to get bad again. But they're not bad right now. And so sit here in that present moment and be grateful for what you're experiencing. Life is beautiful right now, and sit with it. And when it gets dark again, it gets dark again. There's nothing that you can do about it right now. So sit here and be present with your precious moment, with your new capabilities, and the life that you're having right now that God has provided for you, that Source has provided and put in front of you, okay? Definitely remember that there is no light without the darkness. So without that darkness, you wouldn't be able to be in a place where you are right now, where you can see the light. And light is truth. Light is a new perspective. So accept those things that brought darkness to you, and know that there would not be any light without darkness. There's a balance to everything, and it's time that you start to enjoy and embrace that balance. I think that butterflies also kind of represent, and we were just talking about balance, but it also represents reflection and revisiting things. So, I was just saying be present. Now bear with me. I think that sometimes when we feel stuck, like when we're in that present moment and we feel stuck, that is the time for you to reflect on the past and figure out how you jingled your way out before and how you can do it again, and see that things are not as bad as they were before, or that there's potential for better to come. That's the time when it's time to revisit. When you feel stuck and you feel stagnant, it's time to say, well, how can I get out of this? Let me revisit the past, because I know I've learned enough to get to where I am right now. What lesson am I missing? I think that butterflies represent dropping the book and beginning the practice. So maybe you've been trying to start this business. You want to be a chef, right? You want to be a chef, and you've been reading all these recipes on Pinterest, and you're like, yeah, I'm about to F it up. But like, you never F it up. Like, come on. Like, you've been reading all of these recipes. You know all of these ingredients. You have all of them in your fridge, but you're not using them, so they're going to waste. And now you don't even know how to use them anymore. So it's time to drop the book and begin the practice. You've learned what you've needed as this butterfly. You've gone through the introspection stage. You've gone through the pupa stage, the growth stage. Now it's time for you to expand your awareness of these gifts and abilities that you have by practicing them. The next thing is mindfulness and introspection will give you the answers that you seek. So maybe you've just been constantly moving, and you've left no time for thought. You've left no time for prayer. It's time for you to get back to praying, get back to introspection where you're thinking things through. You don't have to go through a full-blown pupa stage where you're going into the darkness, but you do need to enter within spirit each day. I mean, a lot of people neglect their spirit by not speaking to it daily, saying, thank you for bringing me to where I am today. Where am I gonna go today? What's this journey gonna be like? Oh, you're not ready to tell me? I'll find out? Okay, cool. Well, how are you doing, spirit? Well, it would be nice if we did a little more self-care. That might be how the conversation goes, who knows? Sometimes my spirit is like, girl, if you don't meditate today, we're just gonna explode. And I'm like, all right, spirit. But I ain't got time to be meditating, so I'm gonna go ahead and do my thing. And then boom, I explode. And it's too much. And I'm like, why didn't I just listen to my spirit in the first place? Like, my spirit was trying to warn me this whole time. Here I am, battling against it. So what you need to do is go into a period of mindfulness, meditation, self-care, where you're taking care of spirit and you're connecting to spirit and asking spirit questions, and even just sitting with spirit. Sometimes you just want to sit with a supportive friend. You don't want them to say nothing. You don't want advice. You don't even want to hear them breathing. You just want to know that they're there. Like, sometimes you don't want to see your grandfather on the other side, but you want to know that he's there. You don't want him to knock over stuff. You don't want him to be throwing stuff around. You just want him to sit there and you know that he's there. Y'all are probably already skipping out of this video at this point, because this is getting out of control. I'm a little messy. You'll get used to it. And here is my, I'm seeing stuff in the background now. We just gotta keep it moving. I think that a lot of the time we end up blaming God. God broke us down to this level. But the truth is, God really doesn't break us. The source doesn't break us. The universe doesn't break us. That's the path that we chose. We continuously fought our alignment, continuously fought that alignment, our purpose, our divine purpose, and then now we're broken because we didn't take care of ourselves, because we didn't listen to ourselves and our spirit and to God. We're the ones who broke ourselves. It is not God. It's time for us to start listening to our alignment and our divine purpose instead of fighting it so hard because we don't know how it's going to work. We don't know what it's going to look like. We're not sure if that's what we want. Well, Spirit is saying, this is the best path for you and it's going to fulfill you. But you think this stuff that's fulfilling other people or someone else or something else, or this, you think of this illusion or something and you think that that's the best thing for you, but you don't know. You don't know. You have no idea. And I do, so I'm trying to lead you. So listen to your spirit. Listen to divine source and guidance, okay? That will lead you onto your path. That will lead you to fulfillment and alignment. I think what happens is we get a little uncomfortable with spirit pushing us, but we don't realize that life is already uncomfortable for us. So it would be better for us to sit in this, or keep moving in this healthier discomfort that God is pushing us towards, which is going to lead us to growth, the growth that we need and we've even been asking for. This is normally what we've been asking for that God is delivering. And we're sitting here like, I don't want to do this. Well, you can't see the end. You can't see the light. You can't see that it's exactly what you asked for. Okay? So just listen. Listen to spirit. Time to take that mindfulness and introspection. Okay? Go into yourself. Go and connect with God. Seeing a butterfly also represents that you are pretty much ascending. You're expanding your awareness. You're starting to notice things differently. You're starting to get a little bit lighter. You're starting to have a little bit more fun or be more present. And I know some of these things have been listed and it's saying be present. You're practicing all of these things already. So all these things that you're hearing today is not anything new to you. These are things that you have been practicing, whether you put a name to it or not. Now is definitely the time to put to practice what you've been learning. Like I said, drop the book and begin the practice. This is what the time is for. That's what the butterfly keeps showing up for. Hey, you're ready to fly now. Let's fly together. Now, kind of the last subject I want to talk about with the spiritual meaning of the butterfly, with my view on it and my spirit's view on it, is to choose wisely. Choose what you're doing wisely, make better decisions. And no, everything doesn't have to be always so serious. We know that. But there are times where you can still have fun and create something that will last in the long run. So let's explain what I'm saying. With the butterfly, the mother butterfly, she's looking for a leaf. She's cautiously looking for a leaf to put her young on, because she knows that this is not just for this moment. I can't just be lazy and put my larva caterpillar on whatever leaf I want to because I don't feel like flying for days anymore. I can't do that. I must do what's going to serve them best in the long run, because I know that eventually they will hatch and they will need something to eat, and they'll be learning how to walk or crawl or whatever they do. I don't know what they do. They move. Whatever. They move. But in her head, she's saying, I have to put them somewhere where they'll be provided for. And it'll be an easier transition for them. And that's a wise thing to do. So with you, should you be buying this brand new luxury car because it's tax season? Will you be able to afford it after tax season? Will you? If you will, then to hell with it. If not, what are you doing? So what you have to do in this moment is just choose wisely. Not just in this moment, but this moment might be the moment where you're needing to make this big choice. So ask yourself, is this choice the best thing for me? Is this going to last in the long run? Should I spend my new stimmy on Louis Vuitton? Probably not, hun. Probably not. Now, another thing is, when you're choosing wisely, remember that each butterfly has its own path. Right? Some are in their cocoon stage for 2 weeks. Some are in there for 3 months. Some are in there for 2 years, right? This goes hand in hand with life, because you have no idea how long you'll be in your growth stage. And that's okay. Don't rush it. Just because Lisa brought her brand new house, cash, and you're living with your parents does not make you a failure. It just means that you're growing, and so is she. She's growing on her own path. You don't know what Lisa got to deal with. You don't know what's going on with Lisa. You don't know. So why even try to put yourself in her shoes when you have no idea what her growth stage looked like? She could have started her growth stage like 2. You have no idea. But just know that Lisa is on her growth stage. She's in her pupa stage, or she's in her butterfly stage. Whatever stage she's in, it has nothing to do with you and where you are in your life. You be there. You be present with where you are in your life, and you continue to build to where you want to be. That's your purpose. Your purpose is not Lisa's purpose. Your purpose is yours, okay? So stay focused on your path and your purpose. I actually forgot. I also have to get into how butterflies can be messages from passed on loved ones. This has a lot to do with mythology and folklore and everything. But to me, personally, the butterfly definitely represents a transition loved one, because when you think about how the caterpillar turns into a butterfly, that caterpillar to me is actually dying. That caterpillar is no more. There is no caterpillar that was that anymore. Like, there is no, it's a butterfly now, and it's not a caterpillar. So it's death to that caterpillar, because that creature is no longer a caterpillar. The caterpillar's life is ended, but this butterfly emerges. So to me, that is showing you the immortality, or how a soul lives on. A soul lives. So if you've been wanting a message from your loved one, or you've been thinking about them, crying about them, hoping to see them in a dream or something, and a butterfly flies your path, and it stops you in that moment, and you're present in that moment, and you feel, in essence, that is your past loved one giving you kind of a validation, saying, I'm here. Hi, I love you. I miss you. I've been here this whole time. I hope you see me. That's that validation. Now let's actually get into the different color meanings just a little bit. The white butterfly symbolizes a visit from a loved one or an angel. It also symbolizes good luck, and it also speaks to undergoing spiritual transformation and spiritual growth, and even an ascension. The black butterfly often symbolizes bad luck, illness, or even death. And sometimes this death is just a spiritual death, where you are changing spiritually, or maybe your body is changing. Something is changing and undergoing a complete transformation, or even a metamorphosis. Black also represents longevity or rebirth, and it also symbolizes a spiritual breakthrough. I think that overall the black butterfly symbolizes the darkness before the light, and how sometimes you have to go through a breakthrough before something great happens. Like, you kind of have to go through this period of learning where you feel stuck and you feel like you're not going to get out, but then you that one last punch breaks you through, and then here you are, and the light is burning on through you, and you're just like, wow, I finally made it. I didn't know what would happen, but here I am. And then you realize it didn't take you that long to begin with. Like, it really didn't take you that long, but you were rushing it as you were going through it. So seeing a butterfly is just saying, black butterfly is saying, you're going through something right now, but you're gonna make it. You're gonna get through this. The yellow butterfly symbolizes wealth, greatness when it comes to money. It symbolizes even good health and joy, optimism, happiness, creativity even, and basically honest prosperity. Like, you've been doing good. You want to get some wealth for good reason, okay? The brown butterfly, a butterfly I actually saw a couple weeks before giving birth to my son. I think that it definitely symbolizes an important message, or a great message, a positive message coming to you. People also believe that it has something to do with a loved one coming and bringing a message, or being with you as well, but someone who has been passed on for years, not just a couple of months or anything, but like years, or even a famous person that you look up to. They could be visiting you as well. Their soul could be visiting you as well. The brown butterfly also tells you to be gentle on yourself and others, as well as telling you that you need a little bit more balance in your life too. It even says to have a little bit more fun, be more exciting, have a little bit more fun, and it also tells you that you are in a period of growth. The orange butterfly symbolizes joy, creativity, happiness, and overall really creativity. When I think of the orange butterfly, I get this vibe of creativity, and even like just this joy, this pure joy in your heart. It also speaks to the abundance of passion you may be experiencing in your life, and realizing that passion and aggression can kind of be the same thing. So try to figure that out a little bit, okay? The green butterfly alongside the blue butterfly are very rare butterflies to see. So if you see a green one, it speaks to prosperity, good health even, and just a lot of great things, really, like, especially when it comes to money. If you see it flying along green, or like green grass, or even flowers, any type of flower, then it is telling you that you are going to come into some money, or that there's going to be something to do with money on its way to you. It also speaks to news from a friend or a family member that lives far away from you. So they may be calling you and telling you something, and that's pretty exciting. Isn't that weird and like specific though? Now this is where it gets a little crazy. If you see one inside of your home or your place of business, it tells you specifically that you're gonna have a lot of success in your business endeavor. So that is really good luck. The green is definitely good luck. The blue butterfly is also very rare to see, as I was just saying, and it is a good omen. No matter what it is a good omen, and it speaks to divine intervention from source and divine guidance, and it's overall really, really lucky to see that blue butterfly. So if you've been seeing it, especially if it's the first butterfly that you see of the year, it is bringing you good luck. Now, in some cases, this blue butterfly is a departed loved one sending a message, and I think that's absolutely beautiful. So let's talk about the mythology. We're gonna go ahead and start with the Greek culture. So in Greek culture, the word for butterfly is psyche, which is named, the butterfly was named psyche by philosopher Aristotle. I don't know how to say that man's name, but yeah, the butterfly was named Psyche, and Psyche actually means soul. And in a lot of these cultures, you'll find that the butterfly symbolizes soul, which is so crazy that you can travel all around the world and hear the same thing. Isn't that weird? It's a little sus. I think it's a little sus because it must be the soul. It must be the soul. Because, I mean, how else would everybody be thinking the same thing? In Roman culture, the butterfly related to transformation. I mean, it's even crazy that in a very famous Roman statue, the statue is depicted with a man, a dead man, and a butterfly emerging from his mouth, which is representing the soul leaving the man's body. And once again, we find that butterfly is symbolizing the soul or the breath, and breath and soul normally equal the same thing in a lot of different cultures and beliefs and religions. In Irish culture, they're very open to exploring and believing that the butterfly is a depiction of a human soul. They believe that the butterfly has a way of coming to this world and the underworld or the other world, and in one of their laws, actually, they forbid people to kill white butterflies because they believe that those white butterflies were the soul of deceased children. So it was actually a law around 1600s or a little bit before then, and I thought that was amazing because it was actually believed, that's my son, but it was actually believed that these butterflies were the soul of deceased children, these white butterflies. They also believed in Irish culture that white butterflies, in killing them, human killing them was very, very bad luck. Of course, because they thought that they were the souls of deceased children. However, it was very good luck if the first butterfly you had seen all year was a white butterfly. You would literally have good luck that whole year. So that's amazing. Where the white butterflies at? Actually, this year I saw a white butterfly, and it was the first butterfly I saw all year. I'm excited. Where's my luck at? I've been feeling pretty lucky though lately, okay? I've been feeling a little lucky. What butterflies have you guys been seeing? Go ahead and comment below as I get into the rest of these. In Irish culture, they believe that the red admiral was actually the devil. They believed that that specific butterfly was the devil. And they believed that if there were 3 butterflies flying together, then that meant that a child would be born soon. They also believed in folklore, in Irish folklore, that the souls of deceased were the depiction of the butterflies. The butterflies are pretty much the souls of the deceased. Okay, whew. I don't know why I had a brain fart just now. Sheesh. Native American culture actually believed that butterflies were a great representation of joy, hope, optimism, and they just overall had a very positive idea of butterflies. And they even specified what each color meant to them. And each tribe was a little bit different. Some tribes believed some things that other tribes, didn't really say they believed, or maybe they did believe it, but they never said it or lived by it. The yellow butterfly basically symbolized hope and guidance. The black butterfly symbolized bad news or bad omen, even illness in some cases. The brown butterfly was about an important message or news coming. The red butterfly symbolized an important event, and the white butterfly symbolized good luck. The Tohono O'odham, and I hope I'm saying that right, believed that you could basically whisper to the butterflies your wish, and the butterfly would take it to the Great Spirit. So you could say, I want a brand new car. And, oh, I want a brand new car that would be paid off. Be specific. And then the butterfly would take it to the Great Spirit and your prayers would be answered. They truly believe that those prayers that you sent to the butterfly would be answered, to the Great Spirit would be answered. And the way you would do this process is by catching the butterfly without causing harm to it. You cannot cause any harm to it. And then you would whisper to it. And then to make it actually work, you would have to release the butterfly, and then it would go to the Great Spirit. And because they cannot speak, and you know, humans can't understand what butterflies are saying, nobody would know about that wish. Nobody but the Great Spirit and the person who whispered it to the butterfly would know about that wish. And I thought that was such a beautiful thing. Oh my goodness, that is absolutely beautiful, and I love it, and I'm gonna start practicing it because my grandfather, who passed away like 11 years ago, taught me how to catch butterflies, and I will never forget that experience. And you know, I don't know if he knew about that, but I'm definitely going to be whispering to some butterflies because I got some things I'm trying to manifest. In Chinese culture, the butterfly was often depicted as a very positive thing as well. They have a lot of things to do with love and butterflies. Like, they think that if you put a picture of a butterfly in your home or something, and you're romantic, it will bring greatness to you. They believe that butterflies represent an undying love between two lovers or two people, and they believe that it's good for marriage. Like, having symbols of butterflies are good for marriage, and it's a lot of things that have to do with romance in Chinese culture and butterflies. In this culture, they even symbolize immortality, which I think is fascinating because it is cool how the caterpillar dies and becomes a butterfly. It's kind of like this reincarnation. Like, you're not done yet. You're still transforming. You're gonna keep transforming. You're gonna keep coming back to learn new things and enter in new stages of life. Although this video was pretty long, I hope you guys really enjoyed it. I really did do a lot of research. I have an article if you want a shorter version and you just want to read it, and it's a lot shorter than this. So if you want to actually take note of what you learned today, then the article is probably the best bet. And I just really hope you guys enjoyed this video because I worked pretty hard on the article, the research, and all of that. It took me quite a bit of time compared to all of my other articles. I love you guys so much. Check out my website, lenamysticoracle.com. Follow me on TikTok and Pinterest at Lena Mystic, and my Instagram and Facebook are Lena Mystic Oracle, just like my website. I love you guys so much. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, and comment down below, and I will see you in another video. See ya.